Update 24.2.7 is live on PC, and we now have a number of augments in-game, and a number of fixes and changes. So the first augment is Spectro Siphon, and it is for Gara's Spectro Rage ability. You can purchase it at the Arbiters of Hexus or the new Loca for 25,000 standing, and the augment itself does apply a 50% chance to drop an energy orb for any enemy killed within the Spectro Rage ability. The next augment is Venari's Bodyguard for Korra, and of course her Venari ability. Now if you die when you have this augment equipped, Venari will take your place, and you can continue on living. It's basically a Wukong Defy, but a toned down version. There is a 150 second cooldown for Venari once she has taken your place, and killing enemies will decrease the timer by 4 seconds. You can purchase this augment from the Steel Meridian or Red Veil. The next augment is Molecular Fission. This is a Molecular Prime augment for Nova, and you can pick it up at the Steel Meridian or Cephalon Suda. This augment has a 100% chance to restore a Null Star charge, or have a chance at restoring an additional one when you kill any enemy affected by Molecular Prime. The fourth and final augment in this hotfix is Desiccation's Curse. Upon killing a blinded enemy with a finisher, you have a 75% chance to summon a Sand Shadow. This augment can be purchased from the Arbiters of Hexus or Perrin's Sequence. As for the other information in this hotfix, we have two general additions, the first of which is a search box in your Arsenal loadout selection screen. They've also added a new sound for the PAX Charge Arcane. For the Profit Taker fixes, the Profit Taker Bounty 1 will now require all players to have a fishing spear equipped in your gear wheel, and players will no longer need to wait for Yutiko to finish her greeting dialogue when initially prompting the briefing. They've also adjusted Yutiko's transmission timing during the Profit Taker Bounty 3 stage, which also fixes overlapping Yutiko transmissions. They made a number of fixes as well. Now for Baruch's End of Elude animation no longer prevents movement, and they have removed the blur effect if you're using the low particle quality setting. They've reduced the effects density of Baruch's Lull Fog, and of course a number of other fixes. For Harrow, we saw some Harrow changes in this hotfix as well, and the system's blueprint for Harrow that can be obtained in defection missions has been added as a rare drop in Rotation B of the same game type. They've also added a corrupted mod into Rotation A to maintain balance. They've also increased Harrow's energy gain from his Thorough ability, and according to the hotfix, when it is max ranked, it now gains 2 times as much as we could beforehand. They've also increased the duration of Harrow's penance by around 20%. For the conservation system, the Trank Rifle is now silent. They also fixed missing unique animal capture notes for the Valor Sorgor, Stover, and Horsk, and they've also fixed equipping a bait item to an occupied gear spiral slot, resulting in the slot being cleared. We also had 2 fixes for Nyx, and a notice for both Nyx and Titania that there will also be a number of fixes and a bit of changes coming up in the future, but they are not a part of this update. So the changes to Nyx included that they lowered Nyx's ability volume while using the abilities repeatedly, and they fixed Corpus Ospreys not following you closely when they are under Nyx's mind control ability. Moving on, we had some additions to the Loc-Pin system, which for those that don't know, is a permanent waypoint that you can place down in the open world tile sets. Now, what they did was add a show in HUD option to the context menu, so if you do want to turn that on, it will show an in-world marker for the owner of the marker, basically the distance away from that permanent marker. They also added a custom color option to the Loc-Pin. They increased the Loc-Pin limit to 15. They removed the placeholder text from the Loc-Pin item description, and they fixed the Loc-Pin item mechanic not saving properly. Okay, so for general changes, they removed the requirement of needing the adherent rank with the quills to guild your amp with Little Duck. They replaced the Bratton Prime blueprint with the Bratton Prime receiver in the Lith K2 relic. They changed the Skyto Rachnoid affinity to 1000 and the Right Arachnoid to 1.5. They also reduced the standing cost of transmutation cores that you can purchase from Cephalon Samaras to 5,000, and they reduced the standing cost of Cetus Wisps that you could purchase from Onco in Cetus to 5,000. The Javlock capacitors can now be sold for 2,500 credits each. They returned the toggle for prime details back onto Mesa when using any of the Tenogen skins. Fast travel in Fortuna is now enabled for Little Duck when appropriate. They changed the not scanned effects color on the Samara scanner to be more red. The Corpus Lockers will show their new hologram if unlocked with the Master Thief mod. Helios will no longer scan Solaris Lore fragments. This was to make it consistent across the board, and it looks like in a future hotfix they will make it so Helios Prime won't scan those 1,000-year fish, which is just stupid. Anyway, you can now purchase multiple arcanes from the respected vendors. There is now a maximum display limit for credits on the UI. It is as followed, but you can have more of that, with the post stating that the servers can track up to 9 quadrillion credit balances. They tweaked the Staticor and Simulors effects to try and reduce the blowout with brighter energy colors and Mirage equipped. Further improvements towards operator hairstyles were made that included a hairband. They updated the operator amp icon, made some micro optimizations to the Hunter Command Beast Precept mod. They optimized some frame time spikes. The gift recipient name will now be auto-filled when attempting to send a gift from the player's wish list, and they toned down the firing effects on the Sapa. There are also fixes which are up on your screen, and there was hotfix 24.2.7.1 which followed it up with some more fixes and a tweak to the radius and release sounds of the pheromone synthesizers. Anyway, that concludes this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.